Hello friends, this video on microbes in human welfare part 5 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Now, microbes also play a very important role in the process of cheese preparation. Now, cheese is something which is quite commonly used in various recipes. So, how is the cheese prepared? So, let us have a quick look at that. Now, cheese preparation is related to the way curd is prepared. So, here also the process of curdling is done to some extent. So, let us see what happens here. Now, here milk is separated into solid curd and liquid whey. Now, what is this solid curd and what is liquid whey? Now, here also the same process of curdling is initiated. So, what happens? You take milk in a bowl, you add little bit of starter, because here also starter is needed. Now, what kind of starter do we need here? So here we do not need the starter. Here should not be the curd. The starter here is mostly a little bit of lemon juice or vinegar. So something of this sort is added to the milk. Now, after a couple of minutes, it is observed that the milk gets separated into a solid curd-like thing, and the remaining part of the milk is in the form of liquid, which is like a watery liquid. So this watery liquid is called whey, and that the solid thing is the solid curd. So this is how milk can be separated into solid curd and liquid whey. Now, how the separation takes place? Now, this separation, the basic concept behind this separation is also the coagulation of proteins. Now, when you add lemon juice or vinegar, the entire pH inside the milk changes, and as a result of which some of the milk proteins start coagulating. That is, they start coming together each other, forming small solid masses, and those solid masses together form the solid curd, and the remaining liquid portion is it comes out as liquid whey. So this is how milk is first separated into solid curd and liquid whey. Now, during this process also, what happens is the lactose which is present in milk, that is the sugar in milk which is lactose, that gets converted into lactic acid. Due to the formation of lactic acid, this solid curd will have a sour taste. So here also during this process, so what happens here, let us write it down here. So the starter which is used here could be a bit of lemon juice or a bit of vinegar, so whatever you feel like. So this is the starter which will be used here. So during this process also, lactose will get converted into lactic acid. Now, due to this formation, the entire environment gets changed. pH gets lowered, formation of lactic acid causes coagulation of proteins, it gives sour taste to the curd. So all these changes happens due to this conversion of lactose into lactic acid. Now, what happens to prepare cheese? We do not need the liquid whey. So this part is not really required. So what do? The water is removed from the solid curd to form soft cheese or hard cheese. Now, there are different types of cheese. You would have seen that there are many different types of cheese which are prepared. Now, there are two categories of cheese which are prepared. One is soft cheese like paneer, which we normally eat in India. And there is another type of cheese that is hard cheese, which you would have seen. It comes in slices and packets. So they are comparatively harder than paneer. So in order to prepare, so softness or hardness depends upon the amount of water which is present in it. So if you completely extract all the water, so the cheese which will be prepared is going to be hard cheese, and if there is more amount of water, then it is going to be a soft cheese. So this is how, by removing the watery part and taking up only the solid part, cheese is further prepared. Now the question is, which microbes are involved in this process of cheese preparation? So there are two types of bacteria which are involved in this process. Now, the first type of bacteria which are involved are the mesophilic bacteria. So that is one type of bacteria. And there is another type of bacteria which are involved in this process of cheese making, and that is thermophilic bacteria. Now, what are mesophilic and what are thermophilic bacteria? Okay, so thermo means what? Thermo means heat, that is temperature, something related to temperature. And philic means, philic is derived from the word phile. Phile means love. So love for temperature. Thermophilic means bacteria which live at a higher temperature. So these bacteria can survive at high temperatures, whereas the mesophilic bacteria can survive at room temperature. So these are the two types of bacteria, and these two types of bacteria can prepare the different types of cheese. Like mostly the mesophilic bacteria is used for the preparation of the soft cheese, whereas the thermophilic bacteria is used for making the hard cheese. So these are the different set or different categories of bacteria which are involved in the process of cheese preparation. Now, as I mentioned before, that a starter is always needed for this process, and without this starter, this entire conversion of lactose to lactic acid will not happen. And as long as this conversion doesn't take place, your milk is not going to convert into anything else. Milk is going to be milk. Now, you would have observed another thing, that there are many different types of cheese which are available in the market, and different cheese have different taste, different cheese have different flavor. So how do they get different taste and different flavor when the process which they follow remains the same? Now, if you compare the formation of different types of cheese, what do you see? The entire process is the same. So what is the only difference? The only difference is in the type of bacteria which is involved in the process of preparation. So depending upon the type of bacteria which is involved in the process, the taste or the flavor of the cheese also changes. So flavor and taste of different types of cheese is due to the different types of bacteria which are involved in the process. Because as I said, now these are only the two types of bacteria. Now in mesophilic bacteria, there are several different bacteria, and all of them can prepare cheese. But depending upon each bacteria, the overall process will remain the same. That is, lactic acid will be formed, therefore curd will be formed. So all those things will remain the same. But during the formation of this soft cheese or hard cheese, the bacteria which are involved, they also play some role. So each bacteria will have different metabolism. They will have different way of doing things. So as a result of which, the chemical reactions which take place for each of the bacteria, they are little different, and as a result, the flavor and taste of the cheese also varies. So these were some of the applications of microbes, where we see that microbes are useful to us in preparing so many different household products like curd, cheese, idli, dosa, and cakes, bread. So many items.
Thank you. Please visit examfear.com for an easy 4-step learning process absolutely free of cost. Watch video lessons, ask questions, refer notes, and take an online test. Thank you once again.